as did TaxPayers Alliance have found out, new research by them. It does seem that the national burden of council tax, when it comes to how much people actually earn in different parts of the country, has also seen a big increase too. Elliot Keck is Investigations Campaigns Manager at TaxPayers Alliance. He joins us now. Good morning to you, Elliot.
Morning, Julia.
Good morning. Tell us what you found with your research.
Well, council tax is not the most glamorous of topics for some people, but it is one of the most onerous bills that a household and an individual has to pay. And what we've found is that since 1993 to 94, the burden of council tax, so that's basically looking at the percentage of your income that goes towards council tax, has more than doubled. And it means that in some parts of the country, an average earner paying the average level of council tax in that authority will be paying more than 10% of his or her income on council tax.
I mean, that's an extraordinary amount of money. And we know often we're told, oh, there might be a cut in your income tax. And the government, we know what Rishi Sunak is desperate to do before the next election. But actually, when they cut income tax, less government money coming in, they give less money to councils, and the councils just up the council tax. But the government can go, oh, nothing to do with us, Gov.
Well, yes, absolutely. And I think what this data hammers home is the extent to which councils need to get really, really serious on waste. We know that councils waste a huge amount of money. They can always point to cuts to government grants as an excuse, but they need to get real, and they need to look at the massive levy and burden that they're placing on their ratepayers.
Yeah, and go back to core services. We like the street lighting, we like our bins emptied, we want streets cleaned, the potholes fixed, key social services. Now, there are actually a lot of strains on local council in terms of their budgets. But what you found, again, the key thing here is that actually it's a big variation in terms of different parts of the country. And in the poorer parts of the country, people are being hit harder.
Yeah, so there are 20 places where council tax is more than 8% of the median salary. But there are some places, for example, Wandsworth and Westminster, where it's more like 2%. And of course, what that is not trying to say is that's not trying to say that those councils should be increasing their rates. It's absolutely brilliant that they're keeping their rates low relative to median earnings. What it does show is that there are places that do need to try and get serious on waste.
And again, there are lots of key services we do want them to provide, help carers for elderly. And as I say, there's other practical things like emptying the bins. But there is so much nonsense that councils spend money on. It might be a good idea also if everyone got back to work and answered the phones as well for those taxes we're paying them.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're certainly not interested in is what, for example, South Cambridgeshire District Council is doing, which they have reduced working hours by 20%. They've gone down to a 4-day week without any loss in pay. So that's the exact sort of thing that taxpayers are fed up with.
Oh, but it's because people are working so efficiently. No, it means they were working inefficiently before. But there we are. Elliot Keck, TaxPayers Alliance, thank you so much.